Good morning and welcome to the Rave Show from beautiful Northern Virginia, where we talk about everything and anything about Indians in the USA. My name is Jijunair and this is my lovely co-host.
Soumya, welcome to our Masaledar show where I get to jump all over Jiju, as usual.
As usual.
It's May, folks, and I just figured that it's called May because it may be raining, it may be really, really hot like it's today, 90 degrees, or it may be snowing, hopefully not. So anything is possible. It's all over the place. But for sure, May brings a lot of beautiful flowers. And as Vigil is showing on the screen here, you see beautiful lilies and gladiolas and dahlias, some really pretty flowers. And I love flowers, as you can see. Even that cactus flower that has those yellow flowers is blooming. That's how predictable May is when it comes to flowers.
Yeah.
And May also is strawberry picking month for me. I love to go fruit picking, and strawberries are delicious in season in May. So certainly folks in the Northern Virginia area can avail that strawberry picking option. So that's really what's on top of my mind, flowers and fruits. How about you, Jiju? What's on your mind?
Well, that's a good question. So you said April showers. You'd miss the April showers because April showers bring in May flowers.
Or May showers bring June flowers too.
Well,
it's like rainy.
Absolutely. Something has to bring something in, right? That's where things move. I like that. I like May flowers. But the thing that is on my mind really is, there are a couple of them, candles and cake. Because May brings me birthday. My birthday, by the way.
It's birthday,
so,
of course.
Birthday is coming up soon in May. Oh, there you go. Vigil. Oh, thank you very much. That is so sweet of you, Vigil. Was it you who put it, Vigil? Looks like you are. Are you part of this?
Happy birthday.
I would say yes.
Happy birthday.
Oh my.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Well, I have something also for you. That was a surprise from Vigil. And I have this beautifully wrapped up box. Happy birthday to you.
Let me think about it, because I have not seen this gift before, right? I've not seen it.
I kept it hidden away.
It was always kept, and this is not for the show. I have not seen it. You were very good in hiding it. But let me try to assume, or at least think what it is, right? I think, based on my instincts and the God-given powers, I believe this is a stringed instrument.
You're right. Open it. Open it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Just because I play guitar, and is that what it is?
It is a stringed instrument.
See,
that was a safe
this
choice.
This is what is called as ukulele.
Ukulele.
That is nice. Thank you very much.
Oh, of course. My pleasure.
I can now play ukulele. Look at that. They have a lot of chords and stuff like that, how to play it. Amazing gift. I love it.
Thank you.
Now I will play
glad.
it. We can actually play it this time also. If we can actually open it. I don't know how to open it. Opening is always a challenge for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much. But the point about these birthdays, right? I am sure that our Desi audience knows about it. We Indians have not just one birthday. We have more than 2 birthdays or 3 birthdays. The birthday that you wished me is my actual birthday, right? Then our mothers have a birthday for us.
Right.
It's called the star-based birthday, right?
Yeah.
So you will not know about it unless your mother calls up and say, "Hey, today is your birthday."
Hey, you know what? There's another third one. Star Wars birthday.
Yes.
It's May the 4th be with you. I think some people may have heard that. There is May the Force be with you, a play on that. So while people in a galaxy or aliens in a galaxy far, far away are celebrating Star Wars birthday, Mr. Chewbacca here is celebrating his birthday with the cake and candles and a ukulele.
Right? So, absolutely. And I am very honored to be part with Chewbacca, May 4th, right? That's a play on words, as everybody knows. And I was saying, The two birthdays, one is real birthday, second is your mother only knows birthday.
Yes.
And she calls me, and when I call her and say, hey, why didn't you wish me during my birthday? Then she always says that was not your real birthday.
Yeah.
Your real birthday is such and such day, right? My mother and my mother-in-law will know that. And the third birthday is the birthday. Sometimes many Indian people in USA will know this. Their father will go along with them to enroll in a school and will choose a birthday just like that, right?
Official birthday.
Official birthday. Maybe it's like Mahatma Gandhi's birthday, maybe. Or it could be Subhash Chandra Bose.
Yeah.
Or it could be Sachin Tendulkar also nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So 3 birthdays are out there. So we Indians are like that only, right? We have multiple birthdays. But that's about the birthday part. But have you heard that, good news here, sports friend, you're a sports person. Have you heard that India, the men's team at this time, has won the Thomas Cup? Did you hear about that? That's the badminton cup.
Badminton cup, wow.
Imagine like this. That is similar to the 1983 World Cup that India has won in cricket.
Yeah.
It is as great as that.
Gotcha. So it's quite international. It's like the representation from many countries.
Yeah, Thomas Cup is international, but India winning Thomas Cup is huge. India has never qualified for the finals. It's first time. And think about this. They beat Indonesia, who was the 14-time straight champions. They beat Indonesia.
Gotcha. Awesome.
It's huge.
It is big. It is big. You know, for me, badminton, I used to play badminton growing up. It used to be my favorite sport. And I wish I could play more even now. I have a badminton set in my backyard.
You could play because a lot of people Indians in USA play badminton for leisure, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now, this is an inspiration for it.
Yes.
Now, we know in India, women badminton players are more popular. Like PV Sindhu, right?
Yes.
She won the World Cup and all.
Yes.
Now, they were not able to go forward this time around. Like there's a Uber Cup, that's similar to Thomas Cup. They came up to quarterfinals, but they were also there. They cheered the men's team.
Got it.
Can you imagine that? And they were successful. So just wanted to put it out there. I'm sure that many of our friends who are badminton players, leisurely at least, they would love this news.
Absolutely. Great. Kudos for India to be in the...
Absolutely.
Yeah. In the
that's what we do, right? We bring in news about sports achievements, not just cricket, other side of also.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, badminton is synonymous with Prakash Padukone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A long time ago. I was still a baby at that time.
Yeah, I know.
But it's good to know that badminton's making a comeback in the mainstream media.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm very thrilled with it. Coming back to our home front, right? This is not a great news, but still there are certain aspects that we all should know. Is that baby formula in US it's scarce now. People cannot get baby formulas, so it affects mostly parents who have got smaller babies and children. They still cannot get their arms around enough baby formula, and that's a crisis for many of our, even not just for Indian parents, for parents all over in USA.
That's interesting. Why the adults are craving for Maggie with the Maggie crisis. The parents of babies are craving for baby formula.
Correct. But this is much more, Maggie, I love Maggie. But baby formula is like, if you don't have it, how do you feed? It's kind of like an anxiety you have, right?
Exactly.
So think about the days we were in India when we used to have Farex, when we used to have Cerelac. If you're more advanced, you will have Cerelac, right? My idea is that why don't we just put those things in? Anyway, Indian people are going to India for seeing our families, right? When they come back, why don't they bring cartons of Farex, Amul spray? Do you remember Amul spray?
Oh, I
Amul
used
spray.
to, yeah.
Then Cerelac I mentioned.
Yes.
Even if you cannot get those, maybe Complan, Lactogen, all those things. It's not a joke, but at least there should be a way to bring in formula, some kind of formula to US so that parents can take use of it. But remember when we were very young, there was an organic way of doing it, like ragi. You make a porridge out of ragi.
Yes.
That is a good formula to start with. There you go, Vijay, thank you. Look at that.
Definitely.
That gave us, look at where we are.
Yeah.
We are able, we are strong, and we had immunity.
Yes.
Ragi has minerals and vitamins and immunity.
Fiber, all the good stuff.
Fiber,
You know me, Jiju. I'm all a big proponent of everything natural, organic, added plus. We talked about hair oil in our first episode, Hair Care Secrets. We talked about yoga in the previous episodes. So ragi is right up there for me. It's natural, nutritious, could be organic.
So we are not recommending that ragi alone can replace formula.
Yeah.
We are not saying that.
Yeah.
But as Indians, right, if we are facing a shortage as Indian parents, ragi porridge is an option as a supplement to the formula that you can find outside, right? Even if you have a shortage of formula, start with ragi, right?
Yeah.
And there are many recipes on how to make ragi, right?
Absolutely.
It's all out there.
Yep.
Now, talking about it, positivity, because today is all about positivity, right? I recently saw a viral image of a Twitter image saying that somebody was trying to call a Uber driver, and the Uber driver was busy doing something, right? And we will be very frustrated, right, if the Uber driver is not responding. And then this was a woman who was calling. She had to get out of her work, and she was calling the Uber driver. And the Uber driver responded in a very unique way. She said, "Madam, I'm eating my paratha. I'll be there in 5 minutes." Why is it so big? I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's kind of gives a insight into the honesty of that person, right?
Yes.
He could have said, "Oh, I'm sitting in traffic," or "I'm doing that thing, I'm dropping somebody off." He didn't say that. He actually was honest about it. Said, "Madam ji, I'm eating my paratha. Once it is done, I'll be there to pick you up."
101%.
101%, right? And
that was really, really
why that's
from the
important-
heart.
From the heart. Why is it important is, it is not just about that honesty part is there, but the other part is that there are people who are working hard, striving hard to keep their families alive, or the families fed, well fed, but they are not getting time to do it. So they are going from one job to the other and grabbing whatever time they have to do the essential basic necessities of eating paratha.
Correct.
So 3 cheers to that person who responded that way.
Absolutely.
And 3 cheers to humanity too.
Absolutely. Be upfront, be honest.
And be human.
Be human.
Be human.
Absolutely. That is definitely making my mouth water. I need some parathe with some ghee, of course.
Okay.
And yogurt and
Yogurt
achar.
is good. Yes.
Oh, I love it.
You're making me hungry too.
Well, speaking of which, we certainly try to bring good content, put in a lot of effort to create good content for our show, for our audience here. So thank you for all your comments and suggestions and support that you provide us here on the show. Vijil, Jiju, and I work really hard and keeping up with the current news, like this Twitter feed, to bring those events. I think in our last episode, you may have seen some of the yoga tips that we provided to strengthen your core, to strengthen your back. So a really great way to start your day. Jiju provided some really cool tips about how to get upgraded to business class. Not just one tip, but 2 or 3 tips.
Multiple tips. So I remember that. I mean, don't follow them. Just mostly as a comic sense, right? It's mostly humor, but sometimes it might work. So one of the things I said was that put a jacket on. But that is not humor. You possibly can get upgraded. Possibly. I never got upgraded because of that. But the second thing I tried, I didn't try intentionally. I didn't wear my deodorant, right? That was not intentional though. That got me a seat because people didn't want to sit near me. So I got an exclusive seat. But talking about all those strategies, let me ask you. I know that you're an avid traveler. You like to travel, see places and things like that. Did you utilize any of these techniques that I mentioned in any of the travels you did quite recently? Travel.
Well, I don't think I can be daring enough to do the non-Dio version of travel that Jiju is talking about here. But I'll get the hint. If you are not wearing Dio, you are up for some major travel that you're expecting an upgrade.
Today I'm wearing it. So.
Yes, lucky for me, it's not traveling.
I'm not traveling.
But I did travel to Hawaii recently,
and
that's where I got that ukulele from.
I should have guessed.
See, there's a hint there. So it was a wonderful, wonderful trip to Hawaii, and but guess what? From the East Coast of the U.S., it takes about 14 hours to get to Hawaii, which is as much as going to Dubai. So, or Gulf.
Oh, you're saying,
Gulf.
so both have I, Dubai, Hawaii.
Exactly. Yeah, they rhyme too, and they take about the same amount of time. But very different experiences. Desert, tropical.
Absolutely.
Right? So I was there for about 14 days. So a long trip. Covered 2 islands. Kauai, which is one of the smallest islands. And second was the Big Island, which is one of the biggest islands in Hawaii. Both of them very unique, very different from each other. A couple of things I learned, just a quick tip for travelers who are going to Hawaii. Try to not fly out of the same island you fly in from. It saves a lot of time. I flew into Kauai, did a little what they call as a puddle jumping plane from Kauai to Big Island, and then flew back from Big Island. Saves a lot of time. Second, if you are seasick like I am, I cannot be on a rocky boat in the ocean. I can't. Take Dramamine, please. Dramamine, half hour before you get on the boat, works like a charm.
Is that the same in everywhere, like India also Dramamine or similar?
Yeah, maybe it's marketed with a different brand name, but
Okay.
Dramamine is certainly what I would recommend here, because you will be doing boat cruises in the ocean in Hawaii, and you don't want to miss out on all that beautiful stuff. So quick tips, but I actually have 3 awesome things that every Indian who goes to Hawaii should do.
Okay.
So free tips here, free recommendations here for you guys. Number 1, eat local mangoes.
Mangoes.
I was actually lucky enough to be in Hawaii when it was mango season. It's April, May timeframe, which is the same time as mango season in India. So I'm a big lover of mangoes. I can't get enough of it. And these Hawaiian mangoes taste exactly like Indian mangoes. But here's the catch. We were driving along the road. We saw mango trees like what you see here that Vijay is showing on the screen. Beautiful, juicy, ripe mangoes. You also see some people selling the mangoes right on the roadside, just like how you would find in India. And I go to the supermarket thinking, okay, I'll get myself some mangoes. Not a good tip. The supermarkets carry Mexican imported mangoes, and they are expensive and not fresh. The best place to find local mangoes in Hawaii is farmers market, where you can also do some bargaining, depending on if they're overcharging or not. So I had to put my bargaining India hat on a little bit with a few Hawaiian words to...
What are the words that you will use? I mean, I think our audience would love to hear what those words are.
Well, certainly aloha is our hello.
Okay.
Helps, it's a good way to greet them. And mahalo is thank you. That's another quick way to, thank people. But again, just be human, just be authentic. Just show that you care about those mangoes, man. You love it. I'll do whatever it takes to eat those mangoes. And so here's the verdict, actually. Supermarket mangoes, 1 mango, $5. That's a lot of money. It's like 500 rupees for 1 mango in Indian rupees. And not fresh, imported from Mexico, when you can actually find local mangoes there. Local mangoes at a farmer's market, 5 mangoes for $2. That's my bargain price. You're supporting farmers, you're supporting green local business, and delicious.
Cannot beat that.
Can't beat that. So that's my tip number 1. Are you ready for tip number 2?
Absolutely.
All right. So tip number 2, Indian restaurant with the view. So, like I said, I was in Hawaii for 14 days. And after like 5th day of eating Italian and burger and fries, maybe Thai food, if I could get lucky and I could drive far to get, I was missing my Indian food, man. I'm sure you can relate to that. I need my masala. I need my...
I need my Thai sadam.
That too, yes, exactly. I'll have raita, if nothing. So I was in Big Island, and I did the best thing I could. I looked up online to see if there are some good Indian restaurants on the island. There are 2 Indian restaurants on 1 corner each. One is on the Kona side. It's called the Dosa Place. If you guys are in Hawaii on the Kona side, which is where most of the resorts are, check that out. I was on the Hilo side, which is where the volcanoes are, and there was one restaurant there called Kamana or Kamana, however you want to call it. I would go with Kamana because they're trying to make some earnings. So Kamana Indian restaurant, which Vijay is showing on the screen here, I looked up reviews online. 3 reviews. Review number 1. The best Indian restaurant in all of Hawaii, period. From Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob loves Kamana Indian restaurant for sure. Review number 2 from Deborah. The best mango lassi and samosas I have ever eaten.
Okay.
And of course, Deborah loves her mango lassi and
Yeah.
samosas, which I would not order in an Indian restaurant.
Yes.
I need my Tair Sadam fix, obviously. And as I would not order chicken tikka masala or butter chicken,
Butter
any
chicken.
of those.
Right.
Number 3 from Miss Bhanu, who says, worst!
Wait.
Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation.
Did you say worst or worst?
I think you said it better.
Okay. If you say worst, don't go.
Okay, so I'm in a fix. Bhanu definitely sounds Indian. Worst! Exclamation mark. Should I go? But I needed my Indian fix, so I decided to take a chance and go. I reached there at 2:30. They close at 3 o'clock. They said, we're closed for lunch break at 3, so pick up your food. We can do your takeout. So I take out my food right on time. Find an awesome picnic bench with the view of the ocean. Can't beat that. The ambience,
Yeah.
spectacular. So take out as much as you can. Sit outside al fresco and enjoy the food. So here's the verdict then. Kamana Indian restaurant. Indian food, definitely yummy. But the view that you get when you take out and find that picnic table, priceless.
Priceless.
That was my tip number 2.
That's an amazing tip. You can save some money, and I would have easily done that if I go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And now I know.
1x2 biryani.
1x2 biryani. Yeah, let's do that.
Tip number 3. So I talked about mangoes, todisi, fruits, and I talked about Indian food, that filling, yummy, very affordable food. I think I was ready for some soul cleansing. So this was an amazing place in Kauai called the Shiva Temple. So an Indian temple in Kauai. And as you can see, it's a very picturesque location, beautiful, very calm,
It is.
very soothing, lots of flowers like this one I'm wearing. This is a plumeria, which is, I think you might have seen this in India too.
I've seen this in Kerala. I'm
Yeah.
sure that other parts of India also,
Yeah.
this grows there.
It's quite a tropical flower. So beautiful, picturesque surroundings. There's a waterfall. The Sanctum Sanctorum, the place where they do the Aarti, was also really amazingly constructed. And the pujari there was a white guy chanting all these shlokas so fluently and doing Aarti. So I figured that maybe the first person who may have established might be an Indian Swamiji, but now it's run by all locals there who settled in Hawaii, and they have learned to chant Sanskrit shlokas, which in itself was quite unique. And it's actually a Chola style architecture. So you can see that Vijay is sharing as the front view, very Tamilian style
It is.
temple.
So, I mean, we know that in Thailand and Indonesia, right, there are a lot of Chola architecture
Yes.
because Raja Chola
Correct.
from Tamil Nadu has gone many years back, not years, like centuries back, right? And they're established there. So this is pretty interesting.
Yes.
How did that happen in Hawaii?
Hawaii, yeah. And not to be missed, just 5-10 minutes from the temple is Rudraksha Forest. As you know, Rudraksha is a very ancient Indian holy bead that's used for meditation. And this Rudraksha Forest is the only one on the Western Hemisphere. Outside of that, you'll find in the Himalayas. So a great place to see something that's so rare, naturally growing in Hawaii. And again, another serene, picturesque place. The Rudraksha fruits are like this beautiful blue color, almost like the flowers that you see
Like
here.
this? Okay. So
And-
it looked like blueberry when I looked at your hand when you were showing it, right? I
Yeah.
thought Rudraksha and blueberries.
Yes.
Big, larger blueberries.
Much
right?
larger blueberries.
Let me ask you, Rudraksha, many of us Indians will be curious about it, right? We have our feelings about how many sides the Rudraksha should have, right? Did
Yeah.
you see anything similar to that?
I think the Rudraksha there, most of the trees had those five
Five
sides to
Okay.
it. But and you can actually take it if you want. Nobody's
Okay.
restricting you from taking it.
You
Now,
don't
I
have to-
don't know about the restrictions bringing it back to the
Okay.
mainland.
Okay, yeah, that's
But
right.
they don't really restrict you from
Okay.
taking those.
Which is good.
But the gift store also sells other faced Rudrakshas, many other faced.
How much would one cost just for sample so people can
I have no
estimate?
idea,
Okay.
Jiju.
I know that Rudrakshas do cost a lot of money if it is, and I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right, 8-faced can be there. It's very costly as well as very auspicious also.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and the prices are exponentially higher for the multi-faceted ones. So there you go. Paid puja and enlightenment puja, all, and temple puja. And the verdict for the temple is cost to go to the temple, $0. It's literally free, unless you want to, give some donation to the temple, of course. And the Rudraksha Forest is also free, like I said. But the inner peace, the calmness that you get from it is outstanding.
Outstanding.
Great relaxation spot.
Spiritual elevation to a different level, right? Just by visiting Hawaii.
Yes.
Normally we think about partying
Correct.
or enjoying nature.
Or
Now
beach, yeah.
Or beach, obviously. Now you're talking about another level, for especially for tourists from India or tourists from USA who are Indians, they can get this essence level,
Yes.
which is amazing, which I have
Yes.
not heard about it before.
Exactly.
Thank
So-
you for bringing it.
Of course, of course. All right, so that brings us to the picture of the month. And this time's picture of the month is kind of related to what we are talking about.
Okay.
So the question for the audience is, of course, I'm hoping audience can recognize Sri Devi, beautiful actress, in this very famous movie from the 1980s. Name the song that Sri Devi was picturized in this movie.
So you're saying that the song is related to the place that you visited right now, that is Hawaii, or the name of the movie is related to Hawaii. What did you say?
Gigi is so generous
We have
with
to give
his
some
clues.
clue to our ardent viewers, right? They've been watching
Yeah,
this.
so he is right.
Okay.
The name the Hawaii is certainly a big key hint,
Hint,
to guess the name of this
Okay,
song.
I'm sure it will.
Well, we'll get back to the answer on who from the audience have responded in a minute. But first, we have an exciting live guest on our show,
Oh, yeah?
Jiju. Yes, our live guest on the show, I actually have to take a piece of sheet to know. In fact, it may be on the Washington Post as well. Might as well. So our special guest today is Falguni Vasavada Oza, Professor and Chair of Strategic Marketing at MICA. She's a TEDx speaker, an influencer on social media. She is very active on Instagram and has an amazing sense of style, which I love. Awesome. Which, of course, the audience might seeing today when she comes online. Falguni will be joining us today live from Ahmedabad, India. And that's our guest.
Let's bring her in.
Let's bring her in. Welcome, Falguni, to the Rave Show.
Namaste,
Hi,
Falguni ji.
thank you so much. Namaste, good evening from my end, and good morning to you.
Great to hear.
Beautiful earrings, by the way. Love it.
Thank
The
you.
first thing I noticed.
And I love your ring.
Thank you. Inspired from Hawaii and inspired by you.
Yes, thank you.
Falguni, you are a renowned expert in the area of marketing, branding, and advertising. Certainly, I'm a big fan and love the work that you're doing. And I also love your motto on your page: make the best of whatever you have, appreciate the positives, and live life to the fullest. What a great thing to say. It's truly, resonating with me. And I'm sure Jiju as well.
Absolutely. And we are very excited to see you here. I've seen some of your videos and
Yeah.
completely bowled over by the positivity that you bring in, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
So, Falguni, tell us more about your journey as a faculty and as a social media influencer on these important topics.
Sure. So I think the first hat that I wear is that of a professor. And I've been teaching since now 25 years, at the risk of sounding ancient. But on the positive side, I teach something which doesn't let me become ancient, and that's marketing. And you know how advertising and algorithms and digital and social media is changing by every second, and how it impacts my field only I know, right? So since 25 years I have been a passionate teacher and a trainer in various startup organizations. I do counseling, I'm on the advisory roles, right? So this is something I think where I've been very lucky, that whatever is your passion is also your profession. Only for a few it's true. So teaching is my passion. I love interacting with young minds, and there's so much to learn from them, the young adults and the Gen Z and the millennials that I have been with since 25 years. So I believe it's where you are, it's very mutually gratifying as a profession. So been teaching since 25 years. As you rightly said, I work with Micah. I chair the strategic marketing area, and hence I teach related subjects since so many years. The second hat that I wear is of a social media content creator, and absolutely love it. It is a joyride.
It shows.
I love the power that social media has. And I am someone who believes that if I was not on social media, my voice would have reached only to the 5 kilometer radius of people that I would know personally and professionally, right? In my classrooms, the number of students I talk to, or in my personal and social circles, the number of friends and relatives I know of. But it is social media that gives me viable platforms to publish my thoughts in such a way that I can make it reach to number of people, boundaryless, no geographic boundaries matter, so age doesn't matter, gender doesn't matter. Today my thoughts reach to so many more people, and hence I absolutely love the power that social media gives you in your hand. And that's my second hat that I wear. And I think I enjoy both the profession that I am in, because I love teaching, and social media content creation, because it gives me the power to use my sense of humor, my creativity, my styling techniques, my fashionista hat I can wear while using it on social media. So I think it's a very good combo that life has offered me.
Absolutely. And Falguni, you have a great sense of humor. I was just telling Jiju along the way when we were driving to the studio, just a simple thing, right? You had a quip that when it's hot outside, be hotter.
Yes.
Classic. Love it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Gigi, do you have any questions for Falguni?
Well, I mean, I'm speechless. That's why I'm sitting like this, because by just looking at your biography, right? I mean, everybody has seen that. I think we have done some prior show marketing for you, Falguni ji, and most of the people that I know, they are like spellbound by the influence that you can utilize, right? For example, body positivity. That's one area that I am very much is not interested, but interested after seeing your videos, TEDx videos and all, is that body positivity is a great term by itself. It is not saying the other side of it. It's positivity, body positivity. Now, in most of your speeches, you talk about body positivity, how it applies to women in India, right? And definitely there needs to be a lot of work needs to be done in that particular area. But you focus on what you as a woman or a human or individual can do to make sure that the body positivity becomes part of you, right? You mentioned many things in there, right?
Yeah.
And not to care about what other people think, but focus on your essentials and downsize on your requirements. Don't think that Facebook or Instagram will give you recognition, right? And you also mentioned something about that doesn't mean that you should shut off your cell phone, right? You can carry your cell phone with you also. But apart from that, there are many techniques that you mention in your speeches as well as reels. But I'm trying to get to the other side of it also. It is not just about women, right? Men also
Yeah.
may have this issue. And can we utilize the same techniques for men also?
Yes, definitely, definitely. So I speak from a self experience point of view, and whatever reading I have done, and whatever changes I have felt in myself because of the whole idea of body positivity, which is now moving towards body neutrality.
I
That
see.
your body, you are much more than your body is neutral. Your personality, your skill sets, your value system, what value you bring on the table. And hence I make this famous statement always, that if you know what value you are bringing on table, you are never afraid to eat alone. So that's the power of, that's the
Absolutely.
power of
Yes.
understanding your content and the value that you bring to the world outside you, whether it is your family, or whether it is your professional circle, whether it is your colleagues, whether it is your workspaces. You should be confident as an individual. So it's not applicable only to men and women. Why should we look at the world with this binary lens? It
Yeah.
is applicable to every human being, all six genders, whichever gender we identify with. It is applicable everywhere, because the whole concept of body positivity says that you should have more acceptance of different body types, and not only the ones which you see on the Cannes red carpet right now,
Yeah.
or
Absolutely.
seeing in your popular, Bollywood, Hollywood, your OTT series, right? So it's not something like everybody will not be like as good as figure like Beth, for example, who is in This Is Us, which is moving towards its final episode, and hence it is clicking in my mind right now. Or it's not something like Size Zero is only beautiful, because
Yeah.
popular culture and media, I think, and my world, advertising as well, shows only one type of beauty as beautiful. And that's what brings us down, right? That's what starts making us feel judged, biased. Somewhere our self concept is very poor. So sometimes you think you're fat, somebody thinks she is thin, somebody thinks he's shorter than the average height that a male should have, or your skin type, or your hair type. It can be anything. And hence I love the idea of body positivity, which asks you that, do you want to get reduced by how you look, or do you want to grow taller than how you look? You're much more than how you look. And how you look is, I think, a very minuscule part of your whole existence. Because now if you just close your eyes and think of your good friends, you will remember them for their kindness, you'll remember them
Yes.
for their compassion, you'll remember them for how they made you feel, right? Or you'll remember them saying, oh, he knows how to play the guitar very well, or she rocks it with that Chinese samosa that you were discussing a while ago. So you remember people much more than their bodies, and hence we
Absolutely.
all should grow beyond it. We should be very confident about who we are. We should be very, very in love with who we are. You should love yourself, because
Yes.
only then you'll be able to flaunt whatever you have. And as you were talking of social media, I would say the best of the brands, whether it is a Bobby Brown or a Chanel or a Zara in India, it will not make you look good if internally something is broken,
Yes.
right? Internally something has to be fixed first. So your self concept has to be more powerful than the biggest brands that can make you look good.
Absolutely. You mentioned
Absolutely.
one thing.
Yeah.
One thing I have is that
Yeah.
the body positivity is a great thing. Now, will it affect your view of yourself, a negative view of yourself? Will it affect
Yes.
your true unleashing of your real talent? Is it causing?
Exactly, it
Okay.
will. So it will. So I will tell you. So I think a while ago Soumya was mentioning about my styling and my fashion hat that I wear, right? So I was
Yes.
always a fashion lover person as a teenager also. But somewhere I was very conscious about being this fat girl in the school. So somewhere I was downplaying my role as an individual in the fashion and the styling, because I was not comfortable with my body, right? I was thinking it is criminal to be very different than those tiny and petite and thin girls that I see around me. And hence what happened was, I would, in schools, if you would have seen my pictures back then, I would always be in this traditional three piece salwar kameez dupatta, and I would have tied my hair, right? I would have not done any styling, because somewhere I felt I'm not beautiful. And I think that's where, when you, it unleashing, that the word that you use, it
Yeah.
unleashes the hidden powers in you. So you express yourself fully when you are comfortable in your skin. And I think what is fashion at the end of the day, it is about being comfortable with yourself, right? It is being confident in your skin. So then I think in my early 30s is when I started experimenting with my clothing, with my hair. First time I wore my turquoise blue lipstick, because I always loved quirky fashion, and I loved quirk, in whatever I wear, as far as the prints are concerned or the colors are concerned. So I wanted to do away with all those stereotypes that women grow up with in India, saying you should wear only a red lipstick or a maroon lipstick or a pink lipstick. But
Yeah.
I wore a turquoise blue lipstick for the first time and I rocked it, right?
Of
The
course,
word rocked it comes because of all this, this coming out of
confidence.
your shallow thoughts about your own self and being very confident about who you are. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So does lot of wonders. Yeah.
It does. It does. And I think what I also like is certainly you're drawing from your own experiences growing up. There is also a nice humorous take that you have in your Instagram shorts that you create,
Yes.
so that it's not like a like a a training or like a
Yeah.
lecture. It doesn't feel that. It's you bring
Yeah.
just the right balance of the key message that you're looking for,
Yes.
communicating there, and the entertainment aspect of it, because
Yeah.
if it's
So
not interesting.
nobody likes preachy, right? Nobody
Yes,
likes preachy people around. I
exactly.
am a teacher and I'm saying that, okay? As professors also, we can't be preachy, because today's generation knows it all. At
Yeah.
least they think they know it all, okay? They
Yes.
think. But we can't be the gyan giving gurus of today's age. So I
Yes.
use a lot of humor and sarcasm also
Yeah.
to question things like body positivity is another field, but this humor sarcasm I use it more for questioning patriarchy.
Yeah.
Under a patriarchal setup, what is the identity of women? How does marriage take away the identity of a woman and dilute it completely, being somebody's wife, somebody's mother, somebody's daughter-in-law? Or how the whole system of marriage and motherhood is very unfair to women in India, right? So I question these things through a lot of humor and sarcasm, and I think my audience loves it. So
Yes. Love it.
it connects also. Yeah.
Yeah, your Bahurani portrayals and stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
Have
right
you
on
ever
the mark.
taken? This is what we were discussing. This. I mean, you have lots of aspects to it, multidimensional. Have you ever aspired to be a actor? I mean, because the reels that you saw,
Bollywood?
right? Bollywood, because they're
Yeah.
pretty professional and that entertains audience,
Yeah.
right? It's very humorous. Did it
Yeah.
just
So I
naturally?
love acting. I love acting. I love playing pranks. I'm a very naughty
I see.
person, by the way, okay, as an individual. So it works in my benefit, because I was a very naughty student, so I can catch my students' tricks, like this. So so I love doing all that. But whether I would be aspiring for a full-time acting career or not, I don't think so. No.
Okay. Okay.
No, I think I'm very happy with my point and shoot acting, which is like just 5 minutes, 10 minutes of my free time, and I'm doing it because I'm very comfy with the camera in front of me. So,
Clearly, clearly, and it shows certainly.
yeah.
On the Rave Show, Falguni, we are also interested in learning more about the personal side. We certainly know that you teach, you're active on social media, and what your principles are and what you'd like to communicate in that platform. What else do you do? What are your other interests outside of these?
Sure, sure. So I think I have a lovely family on the personal side. I would love to mention that on both sides, and surrounded by nieces and nephews who I adore. And other than the teaching bit, other than the social media bit, I think I'm a very extrovert person. So I love socializing. I love keeping in touch with my friends, and my hobbies would include, like, I when I was in college, I used to do a lot of fabric painting and stuff like that. So I'm into painting, warli painting, painting that we do on walls outside in India, just as a decorative piece. So I used to love all that, and now of course I do a lot of reading, and other than that I love OTT. I binge watch on shows. Okay.
Okay.
I have not seen, I think, television since last 15 years. My major chunk of entertainment comes through the OTT platforms, Netflix, Amazon Prime, or a Disney Hotstar, and stuff like that. Other than Instagram, I love Twitter as well. So I am very active on Twitter. I'm very active on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I have my own Facebook page because there are certain strata of women who are more active on Facebook and not active on Instagram because of its elitist, imagery. So there are many women who are not English speaking. No, so there are many women in India who are basically not English speaking, who are more regional in their choices, who find Facebook more easy to operate, than an Instagram. So I think for them, I have my Falguni's Fashion Fundas page on Facebook.
I
So
see.
yeah, that's yeah.
It's an interesting
And of
aspect.
course, I love traveling. Yeah, other than all of this, I love traveling solo as well as, of course, with my partner.
Sure.
So
Both. And I
Falguni,
think work takes me across because I teach across institutes and in conferences, I present my papers. So there's a lot of work related traveling also that I do, but I enjoy it thoroughly.
Have you been to Hawaii?
Hawaii, no, but US so many times. More
Gotcha.
than 10 times, I think, by now.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well,
but
if you are
Hawaii next time maybe.
if you're thinking of Hawaii, we just covered top 3 things that every
Yes,
Indian
I was
visiting
listening.
Hawaii should
Yes,
go.
I
So
was
check it out.
listening. I was listening. Yes,
so
and
that
I'll
is
get
a
mangoes for you whenever I come to US.
Please, yes, I know we share our love for mangoes.
Yes, and I love curd rice, Jiju.
oh, curd rice. I cannot
I
even imagine.
love.
So
I
that is
love
one
it.
of the things that my daughter also likes, right? Curd rice. She eats steak with the American steak, and if you ask her what is your next preference, she'll say curd rice, right? Achar and curd rice. So that's a combination, right? So one thing
Wow.
that you mentioned kind of caught my attention, so I don't want to lose that thought, is that there are many women, and some women, like you said, upper strata, if you want to call it that way, and then there is I don't want to say this, but women who may not be in your radar, right?
Yeah.
Who may not have access to cell phones,
Yeah.
may not have access to any
Yeah,
digital
yeah, yeah.
media. But you did mention the Instagram, Facebook elitism or non-elitism, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
how do
yeah.
you reach out to those level? I'm not saying that you should do it, right? I'm sure that
Yeah,
because,
yeah, I am
because
getting your point. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how do you reach out
So
to
see,
them?
there is no way. There is no way to reach out to women who are absolutely at the last rung of the circle, who do
Yes.
not have an access to a mobile phone. I cannot reach them, right? Even if I want to, I will have to like physically go do camps with them. Do some events with them. Only then it is physically I'll have to access them. Okay, so this is not possible. But let me tell you that today internet in India and mobile penetration in India is so deep in the sense that it has reached to villages, right? There is connectivity, there are networks, and most women in rural areas, as we call it, the villages of India, have access to Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. Okay,
Okay.
so what happens is, I'll tell you that this is a network of your circle. So for example, if Soumya is listening to my reel on Instagram, she would love to share it on her WhatsApp, in her WhatsApp groups, which is mom's group, for example. Now they will share it further, so it is a circle effect. It's cyclical in that nature, but directly, people who do not have access to mobile, I cannot reach them. But maximum women today have access to
Okay.
internet and mobile, and fortunately they all are on either Facebook or on Instagram,
WhatsApp.
and that's why you will find most of my content also, I try to do it mixed with English and Hindi, so
Yes.
that it reaches to more number of women, who are
Yes.
not English speaking.
That
Yes.
makes sense. So, Swami, you had some
Yeah.
questions on the fashion side also, right? Because I know that you are a fashion lover,
Aspiring.
aspiring.
How do you have certainly an eclectic taste? Is that sort of a developed taste over time? Are there certain things that you like? I know you have that interest in, the fabric art that you
Yes.
described, painting and all of that. So how do you draw your
So
inspiration?
Yeah, so I feel there is something inherent already there, which is from day one. I know color combinations. I would go all out to make the right, styling choices as far as
Yeah.
my wardrobe is concerned.
Yeah.
So I love all that. So maybe that stylist, the designers had that I, in a very, what should I say, different way I wear, not as a profession, but only for me. But I think what helped me challenge these choices and take it to the next level, which I really wanted to, is thanks to this evolution that you see of a 15-year-old Falguni to a 47-year-old Falguni, who is much more confident in what she can
Yes.
carry, right?
Yes.
So that timidness is somewhere gone. So today I can challenge what has been the color of the year, or I can challenge, like for example, Aishwarya Rai wore that purple lipstick for the first time in Cannes a few years back, and she was trolled by media. Today I wear that purple lipstick and I can stare back at people because I'm confident and I am wearing it. So I get more compliments than criticisms because they can see the glow. They can see the glow of happiness, right? So I think somewhere your styling choices also evolve with time, and I would say it has definitely evolved. So I would find my looking back, I would find my styling of my clothes, or the jewelry that I used to wear 10, 20 years back, very amateurish, now. So now I would definitely say it has evolved, but it has evolved with the self concept also becoming stronger. So there's something which is internally getting stronger, which is making your external choices also stronger, not limited to fashion and styling, life choices,
Life
what you
choices.
speak on stage,
Yes.
everything gets affected because of
Yes.
this. Yeah.
Absolutely. Great. I mean, I couldn't agree more. And aren't we all evolving? I feel the same.
Yes.
10-year-old me versus
yeah.
now, it's different.
Even listening to Falguniji now,
Yeah.
keep that evolution happening in me also, right? Just listening to her, right? That ideas that
We
you're
all
proposing,
influence each
you're
other.
thinking about
Absolutely.
it. But I wouldn't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
leave you without asking this question also, right? So just like body positivity and other stigma associated with it, in India at least, there is a big, at least in movies and popular culture, fairer is better, right?
Of course.
So
I
fairer,
agree.
but the other part of it, because India is a mixed culture, so one person within a single family, there could be a person who could be fair, there could be not so fair, right? Not in behavior. I would like fairer behavior, but skin color is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
so what have you seen in your experience, because of your experience and reach out? Have you seen that as some of the stigma that is there out there among kids or
It's a
adults?
big stigma, and I've seen in kids there's a lot of bullying also because which happens because of skin color. And I think this whole obsession with producing a white skin child, where even during pregnancy women are asked to drink milk with kesar, and they do homemade remedies which would give them a fairer child. So it starts early on. So the obsession is early on. Again, contribution is done because thanks to we were ruled by the Britishers. We saw them in a
Yeah.
power position, and we saw brown skinned people going in a slavery mode. So we saw all that, from that to the Brahminical caste system that we see, where
Yeah.
the upper caste is Brahmins and there's a lower caste. So there are multiple, it's not so simple, that's what I mean
Yes.
to say. There are multiple layers to
Those
this, and
roots.
adding to this is your popular culture, your photoshops, your makeup industry, which will not give you the real skin tone of the actor, but they will make it to like the most transparent version of fairness. Okay. Transparent shade of fairness. So I think there are multiple layers, but you're right, it's a big issue. And in my body positivity, because I'm fat, I don't talk only about what fat women face. I talk about all different types on which women bodies are criticized. So whether it is fat, whether it is ultra thin, whether it is your height, which is short or tall, or whether it is your skin color, which is white or black, it's a huge issue right now.
Yes.
And I think that's why gender equality and understanding sex and gender equality and body positivity are things which should be in our school
Yes,
curriculums. It
curriculum.
cannot be taught to people at 20. Like you,
Yes.
gender, like, how do you come out of this whole idea of sex is given to you at birth and gender is what you want to get identified with, the equality parameters of gender, where you are asking the boys to burst firecrackers because it's Diwali celebration in school and the girls are doing rangoli, so you are teaching them lessons of inequality right there. Of course you are, right? Or for example, in a dance, fair skinned girl will get center stage and the dark
Yeah.
skins will be in the last row on the stage. You are teaching them all this in schools. So I think these are curriculum innovations which we need
Yes.
at the school level. Yeah.
That's right. Very deep rooted, and that needs to change.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Great.
So I'm sure you have many questions. on that
Definitely
side,
many
right?
questions. Maybe we should bring you back for
Bring
another
back.
episode.
Yeah, I
Sure.
think we want a good discussion on this. I'm sure that after this episode, people, at least in US, Indians, will ping us and say, we want more of you, right? But
Sure. I would love to.
I'm sure you will come. But this is it. A professor, a marketing professor,
Absolutely.
a TEDx speaker, right? And very good social media influencer.
For a good cause, absolutely needed, much needed,
Absolutely.
and very timely. So, thank you for all that you do. You are glowing, and
you.
make us
Thank
all
you.
glow in the process. So,
Yes.
thanks for sharing your
you.
light.
Right. So
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
we have to say all these things are great, right?
Okay.
But one thing, you said that your acting is also, you may not choose that acting field. That's what we heard, right? But another aspect I've seen and I loved it and you loved it also is that fashion. When will we see Falguni ji on a fashion tramp in United States, in New York?
Hopefully soon. Fashion industry is slowly becoming inclusive. So you will
Exactly.
see real women walking
Real
the
women.
ramp with real clothes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Very soon. Why not?
We
I'm
look forward
ready.
to it.
Cheers to that.
I'm ready.
We are ready for you too.
Fingers crossed.
But thank you very much, Falguni ji, and we will definitely
Pleasure.
will reach out to you and we'll have more if you have time, because I know you're busy, but we'll reach out to you. Both of us will reach out to you, and please give us some time and we can talk more. So it's
Absolutely.
beneficial to everyone.
Thank you
very much.
so much for making the time to come out today. Namaste.
Namaste ji.
And
Pleasure.
we'll leave with a fun short from Falguni's Instagram page.
शिल्पा की बेटी का सुना, और वो देख जगराता में स्लीवलेस.
That's amazing. That was one of the best
Short and
interviews
sweet.
we had. Short and sweet. I mean, we could spend the whole episode on Falguni ji's interview because
Absolutely.
she has so much to offer, right? So I think we should bring her in back again. What do you think?
Would love to do that. Would
And
love
do we
to
have
do
any feedback on that?
Yeah, so
bring
we'll get
Falguni
there.
back?
Quickly recapping, before we brought Falguni in for the interview, we had asked our audience picture of the month.
yes.
So Vijay, if you can share that back on the screen. The question was to identify the name of the song that's pictured on Sri Devi in this very famous movie, Mr. India,
And related to Hawaii, though.
and related to Hawaii. So let's see who is
It has
the
to have
first
the
one to
How-
answer that
Uh-huh.
question.
So we have answers then. That's good.
I see Mangalaji saying Hawaii.
Okay, is that right? That's right. isn't it?
Absolutely. And I
Okay.
see Sudhir Bijli Girane, and I see Nadmaja also saying Hawaii.
Okay.
So we have a few
Winners.
people who guessed the right
That is amazing
name
because I don't
for
think
your generous
Yeah.
clue.
I didn't think that the song was it is a hit to some point, right?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Bijli Girane.
Oh, there you go.
mein Hawaii.
So there is a song for you. You got it, and I'm sure that many of you would loved it.
Yeah.
So that is amazing. Do we have any other responses?
I'm looking at it. So ragi is a superfood. So certainly you have audience
Oh, yes.
agreeing. Mangalaji saying ragi is a superfood.
Superfood.
And what else? I see Sudhir saying, talking of prices, Indian Banganapalli mango in San Francisco Bay Area is $8 for one mango.
Much expensive than the Mexican mango you talked about, right?
Exactly. But these are coming from India.
Right.
All right, and then people have commented on the beautiful view of the videos of the temple. The Shiva temple
Yes.
looks great.
Yes.
I see. Love, Harsha says, love Falguni's positivity, her energy, and above all, the message she promotes of body positivity.
Oh, we
Love
agree.
yourself, be yourself, everybody else is taken.
We agree. We agree. Now, is it the time to take our calls also at this point?
Perhaps if we have callers, dialing
yes.
in,
Okay.
but in general, this is great. Amazing guest speaker today, loving this episode so far.
Okay.
So wonderful. All right.
That is
What
amazing.
else? What else is going on? What's going on for June?
This is June, right?
Uh-huh.
So June means in America, where we talk about
After your birthday, June is very quiet.
After my birthday, there is nothing else. but seriously, June is usually we talk about festivals, right?
Yes.
What happens? So June is, I cannot think of many festivals. Indian people have taken a vacation on festivals during June.
That's
right?
true. It's a
But-
break.
Yeah, but there is
I
definitely.
have a Holi event to go tomorrow.
Oh, that is.
Holi is still kind of the fun
Holi-
aspect of it is dragging
Holy cow! So Holi is still happening. Okay,
on. That's the fun part.
it's a fun part.
And it's Father's Day in June.
Oh, Father's. See, this is the thing. Even I did not think about this. How come Mother's Day gets so much of attention while Father's Day, which is coming up, right?
Positive thoughts.
Positivity.
Jiju.
I think we just had this positivity.
Mothers will get
conversation.
to it.
Mothers will get to it. That's just June 19th, happening in USA to celebrate, I think, diversity as well as inclusivity.
aspects,
So
yeah.
that is always. So that is definitely in our calendar.
There are some shows happening as well. in
Okay,
June.
so show me.
Like I think
explain more.
Rahman is coming to town.
Okay.
So here, right here in Wolf Trap Center for Performing Arts, if
Oh,
people
yeah.
want to see Rahman live, that'll be the place to go. I think Arijit Singh is coming right around the corner
So
sometime as
Arijit
well.
Singh. So that means that you have A.R. Rahman,
Arijit Singh and Jiju is also performing in a couple of shows. He's a
So, I like
he's a
that.
rock star,
I
a
like that.
bassist. Maybe he'll use my ukulele for one of those shows.
So your ukulele is still sitting there. I'm unable to open it. But I'm thankful to you. I owe you a coffee because you clubbed my shows, local shows with A.R. Rahman and Arijit Singh, and
Positivity.
Yeah, so I
you
will-
know, you
I
bring
will-
your own uniqueness.
I will add 2 packets or sachets of sugar just as a gift. for
Sugar.
you, right? Sugar is always a good thing, right? So anything else happening for the June?
That's
So music show, right? So things of
show.
music show. So music show reminds me of Oh हसीना जुल्फों वाली
nice
जाने
one,
जहां ढूंढती है काफिर काफिर किसका निशान महफिल महफिल है शमा किसती हो है कहाँ महफिल महफिल है शमा फिरती हो कहाँ
कौन जाना ढूंढती हूँ
Okay.
ओ दीवाना ढूंढती हूँ जलाकर वो छिप गया है तो परवाना ढूंढती हूँ.
Amazing. So that will be part of one of the songs in the show. So come over. Tickets are usually free.
Yep, absolutely.
So we had a great episode this time, right? Falguni ji was one of the cherry on the topping, right? So I know our audience are very ardent audience. They are sincere. But there are many ways to give feedback to us. So that's how we improve, right? So YouTube mechanism definitely there. You can put comments on the YouTube, right?
Subscribe.
Well, subscription is definitely there. And Facebook, you can
And
put
Facebook,
comments
yes.
in the Facebook, right?
Yes.
That's another way of doing it. And these are the ways that you reach out to us, and that way we can improve our program and feed it to the level that you want it to be, and customize it so that we can do it. And looks like that's all the time we have for today.
For today.
But tomorrow is another day. Next month is coming up.
Yes.
So thank you all. We are signing off for today. Thank you and goodbye from jijunair.
And Soumya, namaste and keep raving.
Till next time.
Till next time.